Hi everybody, I'm Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. First I'd like to say Happy New Year to everybody. Today is the 2nd of January 2015. So I'd like to start this year off with a look at how MTPredictor did on the last day of trading actually for 2014. So this was the end of December 2014. I want to particularly look at the ES on some shorter term charts, and quite frankly we had an absolutely amazing day, so what a brilliant way to finish the year. So let's have a look at a chart we have in our MTPredictor add-ons for NinjaTrader 7. You can see here we have our STF color coded indicator, black for flat, red for down, so therefore we'll be looking for primarily sell setups, and this was the day we had yesterday. The day started with a lovely TS4 sell here at pretty much the high of the day. You can see that was the high of the day there, and that's where the TS4 sell setup came in. In fact, it's actually one bar after the high of the day, but what a great place to be looking for a short trade. So let's hover over the red sell bar, right mouse click, do analysis, and here you can see our trade setup. Remember, our correct position sizing keeps our number of lots under control, so our losses are kept small, and as such our profits are large, but not just large, but large in relation to the initial risk. We can see here the trade went down to our first profit target. When it reached the first profit target, what was the STF strength? If we look at the first profit target was reached here, the STF was actually strong. You can see it's beyond our grey strength band, therefore you'd have trailed with the ATR stop, which actually would have stopped you out at exactly the same place as our first target. So the first trade of the day would have been a very nice 4.2R profitable trade. Remember, our position sizing means our profits are related to our initial risk or losses, so this profit would be approximately 4.2 times greater than initial risk. Then we had a TS2 sell setup, so I'll clear that off. There's our TS2 sell setup. We place our analysis on down into the first target, would be a nice 2.2R profit. Later in the day we had another sell setup, this time a TS3 sell setup. Let's right mouse click, put the analysis on the red sell bar. This would be down to the first target for a plus 2.9R profit. So very, very good day, but let's just add these profits up because that's the most important thing. So if we add 2.9R to 2.2R to 4.2R, we get 9.3R, if that's correct. Is that right? 4.2 plus, just going to do this again. Oops, missed the bar there. Analysis plus 2.2 to plus, and then the last one at the end of the day, analysis there, plus 2.9 equals, yes, 9.3R, or approximately 9R. Now that's the important thing to remember about this is 9R means it's 9 times greater than the initial risk. So now you can go on and make 8 consecutive losing trades and still be making money and still be up. That's the important thing about position sizing and why it's a fundamental part to MTPredictor, in that we're not just looking at this being a good day in that we actually made 3 consecutive profitable trades, which is obviously good, but it's the size of the trades. So overall that would have been a 9R day, or in other words a profit of 9R. If you put that into perspective, standard traders would be trading 2% risk on each trade, so 9R times 2% per setup would actually be an 18% return on that day, so a very, very good day indeed. Obviously we have losing days. If we go back, we can see here there's a TS1 sell the day before, that would have been stopped out from -1R loss. So obviously it's important to understand that all trading systems has losses and losing trades and even losing days, but the most important thing is when the losses come through they're kept small, in this example -1R, but when the profits come through they are larger, and as we've seen here every trade would have been larger than 2R, and it would have been a 9R profitable day overall. So absolutely amazing. If we look at the higher time frame for advanced traders, if we go out to our 15-minute chart, there was a swing pivot low here from the low of the day the previous day. We place our decision point on, and as you can see the market came down, hit our DP level, but went through it. In other words, it actually the decision was made to carry on, in other words a trend continuation. Below that there's basically no support, so it's like free fall. So if we come back to our 3-minute chart, we can see how that looks. So the first trade setup would have been a no-brainer, because that would still be down into our 15-minute support level, so that would have been in the direction of the large downtrend. Our TS2 sell here would again been okay, because as we've seen, this support level was breached, therefore the large trend was confirmed as still being down, and obviously this TS3 sell setup again was on the short side as well. So would that have helped the more experienced traders? Well, from the first trade here, you probably would have still come out at this higher time frame support, so you'd have probably made 4.2R. But what it would have done on this second trade, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, I'll just clear that off, place the analysis on. What it would have mentioned on this second trade is, because we knew the large trend was down, you may not have decided to come out at the first profit target. You may have decided to run this using our ATR stop, so you'd have trailed it down to this level, so increasing the profit on that trade to plus 4.4R. So I'll just note that down. Same with our TS3 sell later in the day. If we place the analysis on, you may have decided not to come out at the first target but look to run it a bit further, so you may have held it into the close, which would increase the profit to nearer 4R. So let's just add that up. 4.2 plus 4.4 plus 4, that would have increased the profit to just over 12R or 12.6R. So here you can see, by using the more advanced or with a more advanced view to the software, in other words using the larger degree time frame on your higher time frame charts, you'd have gauged your large degree trend as being down, and that would have helped run your shorter term trades and increase your profit. So could have been a plus 12R day for the more experienced MTPredictor users. But either way, even standard traders at plus 9R would have been a very, very, very good day. So what a great way to finish the year last year, with some absolutely amazing setups. And as you can see, this is the 3-minute ES. 3 sell setups all the way down, all making large profits, starting off with a sell setup just after the high of the day. So a great indication of MTPredictor on the USE minis, in this case the ES, and a great way for MTPredictor to finish last year.